consistent record is.
Okay. So I got another question in the area of judicial philosophy, and this is why I'm asking this question. There are people out there who believe that the Constitution was written, it was born 240 some odd years ago, and that it has evolved because the Constitution is a living organism, it's a living document, and with each generation, each culture that passes, the people have to reinterpret the Constitution and kind of shoehorn that culture and basically evolve the Constitution to fit the culture of the present day. Others believe that the Constitution was written and it was supposed to be interpreted based on its original intent, the way it was written, and the only way you can change the Constitution is to amend it by the processes prescribed. So my question to you, Governor, is are you an original intent person, or are you someone who believes that the Constitution is a living document?
No, I don't think it's a living document. It's a wondrous document for sure. It's probably the greatest document ever created. The Bill of Rights particularly is powerful because it's the only document I'm aware of, although others have modeled their constitutions after us. Very few actually have a constitution that protects us, citizens, from our government. If you look at most constitutions, they do the opposite. They guarantee rights, they guarantee a job, they guarantee housing, they guarantee this and that, and it's never fulfilled. I think the power of our document is the opposite. So I do believe I'm an originalist in that sense, and it still applies. There's nothing different in 2016 that can't be, that this Constitution can't apply, to the world we're in. We've certainly changed as a country, but this document still has incredible relevance in our lives.
One last question on judicial philosophy. 30-second answer if you can. Any recent or long-standing Supreme Court decisions that you've seen out of the court that have been extremely detrimental, and why?
Oh, there have been a few. I'd say the Kelo decision is the one that just set my hair on fire and my head exploded.
Anybody familiar with the Kelo decision, Kelo v. City of New London? Wow.
Really?
Go ahead. Let's get professorial on them. Go ahead.
Well, this was a really?
Go ahead. Let's get professorial on them. Go ahead.
Well, this was a decision that said that this town in Connecticut, I believe, in London, Connecticut, on the shoreline of the Long Island Sound, could use its police powers to take private property, and it broadly defined the public good to include private development. Mm-hmm. And I find that just abhorrent. I just found it, and so my first reaction was, we better do something about it at the state, and we passed a constitutional amendment to prohibit that kind of activity in the state of Florida. It's the kind of thing that one of the candidates for president actually tried to get done. Use this police powers to garner property from a widow that did not want to sell to build a casino. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about now. And it's wrong. It is absolutely wrong. That is not, eminent domain should be used for right-of-way, for transportation, for pipelines, for the things that basically have a big, strong, a relevant public good. And I think most people in the country agree with that concept, right?
For someone who doesn't have a law degree, must have stayed in Holiday Inn Express last night, that. And just to tag on what he said, this is why that case is important, is because the Supreme Court said that, as you know, the government can condemn your property under eminent domain. They have to pay you fair market value if it's for a public use, like a bridge or a road, like the interstates cut through cow pastures. The problem is they redefined it to say for a public purpose. So they allowed a private developer to condemn a private person's property to build a private casino and entertainment area because it would be for the public purpose of raising the overall welfare of the community. So it's a very dangerous precedent.
Frankly, the end of the story in New London is that it never developed, and so the property was taken. And then they needed subsidies from the government, of course, to be able to do the development. I mean, everybody was at the trough. This is the example of crony capitalism that has just grown in our country, and it really restricts the next generation of people. This is how political power needs to be restrained.